For more on this, we're joined by NBC's Guad Venegas in Albuquerque and Zainab Chaudry with the Council on American Islamic Relations. Guad, beyond what we just saw, which obviously they're looking for a particular vehicle, what else do we know? What's the latest there?
Chris, well, I will add that that vehicle, if anyone has information, they can also upload photos or videos that could lead to, that could help the FBI or local authorities. They've set up, Albuquerque police has set up a website where they can upload these videos or photos that could help them. Now, if you see in the photo, there's also markings on the rims. They're hoping that this can help the public identify the vehicle by pointing out these markings that the rims have. So other than that, they've released the name of the last victim. You showed the photos of the victims. We know that 3 of them were originally from Pakistan. All 4 of the men that have been killed are members of the Muslim community. And, if you look at the people in Albuquerque, you're talking about roughly 500,000 people in this city. Less than 1% of those are members of the Muslim community. So that's why this is worrying those members of that community. And it's just horrific to see how these men were shot and killed. We know that, as you mentioned, the FBI is involved, is working with local authorities. Also, they've added more patrol units to schools and to areas frequented by the Muslim community here in Albuquerque to try and help people feel like they are safe, because, as you can imagine, members of the community are scared with what's happened. In fact, one of the family members of the last man that was killed told NBC News that at the funeral of the other 2 men, they told him to be careful. And now he is the latest victim. But as of now, we know that they're asking for the public's help with any information that could lead to the arrest of anyone responsible for this, Chris.
That's almost unbelievable. Zainab, the New York Times spoke to a Muslim man in Albuquerque who said he's afraid to step outside his home to water his plants or retrieve books from his car or even venture out onto his balcony. And another man who attended the same mosque as all 4 of the victims says he may never return, citing a fear of becoming bait. How would you describe the feeling in the Muslim community right now?
Obviously, this is a very small, tight-knit community, about 5,000 Muslims, as mentioned, in Albuquerque, and they are on edge. There is a very real sense of fear and concern for individual safety. One of the things that CAIR wants to mention is that it's really important to be prepared and be informed and, just take precautions, but to not let fear win. When perpetrators of these kind of crimes do these kind of actions, horrific acts of violence, that's their objective. They want our communities to live in fear. We as a nation cannot let hate and violence win. We must stand united in solidarity against all forms of hatred, and fear cannot win.
Your organization, as I said, the Council on American Islamic Relations, is offering a $10,000 reward for information on the killings. And this weekend, New Mexico's governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, announced that she sent additional state police officers to Albuquerque to work with the police and FBI. From what you've been able to observe, do you think enough is being done right now?
Well, we definitely want to acknowledge the response from local, state, and federal officials and agencies who have been stepping up to provide support to the local Muslim community, to the local mosques. Obviously, in these kind of circumstances, it's very important for them to know that they are supported and they're not alone in this. And even interfaith allies who can reach out and offer support to them would be reassuring in this kind of a sense. Obviously, more needs to be done. The perpetrator of this crime is still at large, and until he or they are brought to justice, she or they are brought to justice, there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions. And right now, there are families who are mourning the loss of their loved ones. As you mentioned, as was mentioned earlier, one of the victims he literally attended the funerals of 2 victims on Friday, and a few short hours later, he himself became the 4th victim. And it's just horrific to know what the community is going through at the moment. But we do acknowledge the response from the governor, her reiterating the fact that New Mexico is home to Muslims and Muslims are welcome there. And this is actually an opportunity for other elected officials on every level of the government to stand strong and unequivocally lend support to not just the Muslim community, but all communities who historically have been marginalized and who suffer from hate and violence.
Zainab Chaudry, Guad Venegas, I'm sure we'll continue to get updates from you as well. Thank you both so much.